Sure, and you got to think, it'll be interesting to see how Europe shapes up, but your seeding will matter.
Yeah,
double elimination, but you know, I mean, I look at Europe and I think, does it really matter if let's say Secret's at the top and OG's at fourth? Like, who do you really want to play against? So I think it's just making it to the playoffs. And right now, CI is still a bloodbath. I think VP with a lot more pressure on them. They're certainly the favorites. They've had a lot more success over the recent few months, and in addition, they need the win. They can't drop another series here, especially their longtime rival.
Yeah, it's also about pride when it comes into a game like this, but NaVi getting the Phoenix Mars opening. It's a dream choice.
I mean, finally, like, since this change that happened to the gold, we can finally see some team fight lineups actually working out. Mars and Phoenix maybe were the one team fight lineup that could actually potentially work even before the changes, but now definitely in the CIS region. I don't know why you even let them have the Mars. Like, is the Death Prophet that valuable, or what are you banning that you're leaving this hero? I feel like just don't ban the Kotal or something along those lines, because Mars has been looking just incredible in the CIS group.
I don't know. I like DP a lot. I think if you're gonna expect this canned opener, it's something Navi's done in the past. Death Prophet's silence is excellent against the Phoenix for both lockdown and interrupt the Sunray, and you're really good against Mars too, because you don't mind being trapped in the arena. You can just be there. Now you add the Grimstroke, so you get a double drain off, and you assume that you're gonna be clumped up in this arena. As long as these heroes get their spells off, DP's gonna be very formidable, and it's a natural BKB buyer, and there's no real piercing ability from these heroes. Yeah, the egg explosion could stop you, but I really like Death Prophet as a hero, and I always think that you should just AA into it if you have the opportunity, but Vessel after the changes, still pretty effective, so I think relatively even opener so far, but I just think DP's busted, so I always favor the hero no matter what he's up against.
And we constantly see Death Prophet picked at the moment as well, right? At least on the top tier games that we've been looking at for it. I think what we've seen right there from Navi, this is their comfort, right? This is what they want to be sat on. And so Virtus.pro allowing it, maybe they've got a plan for it, I'm assuming. They surely will be well prepared when it comes to this.
I think you maybe expected this to happen from the side of VP, right? Because Navi's been playing a lot of Mars. We've seen Mars Phoenix now in the last few days coming out every time. So I guess they were expecting it. They know, okay, there's a sniper ban.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting. I've been seeing a lot.
Carl keeps calling for the sniper to be picked if it's open.
It's something VP really likes to play. No one's an expert on the hero, so you know they're aware of it, and I'd consider it one of the strongest DP counters. You crush her in lane, it's very easy to rotate on her, and you got to consider that with Phoenix Mars in front of him, you know, how do you escape shrapnel? I talk about DP standing strong in the arena. Well, if you add on a sniper blast and pot shots, you're standing in the shrapnel, like it's not something you want to deal with, and it would force you to perhaps find more reach in your lineup than you need. And I think it's a solid ban. They respect, VP understand DP and sniper very well, so this is a matchup they know well.
I actually saw some sniper position 4s in pubs and it worked out quite well, so I was thinking that maybe VP can actually pick it like in the first 2 and maybe flex it. You don't think it can work? It can work. How do you not see it?
What's wrong with normal heroes? Why has it got to be the Lunas and the snipers?
Because
like, what happened?
Because they're fun.
But
okay,
it's $250,000 of the prize pool. We're not playing for memes. We're playing for cash.
Come on, this guy's insane. Like, they still want to have fun. They still want to have fun.
What?
Yeah.
Jordan didn't have fun. What is fun? We're here to win. The panel's fun.
One thing I'll say, right, between you two when you're going on about this, if you're going to be playing this game, of all games that Virtus.pro got to have, they've had a 1-1 so far, right? So they're not in the best of positions. They're going up against Navi. Pretty clear, like, threat to them in some ways, despite what we've seen recently from Navi. I wouldn't be trying to have fun in this game. I'm going to be saying straight up that, like, I want the win. I want the big win. But what is your reasoning behind it?
No, other than that, like, he asked why the sniper, because it's fun. I would like to see it. That's the first thing. The sniper, we can go again. It's a flex pick. It has been played on position 4. Buying Aghanims first. You can make the faces as much as you want, Kyle. And then also you can flex it to your mid. As he said, no one is a specialist on the hero. And with that, like, it's really, really annoying to your position 1. Like, it's incredibly annoying to play against, and it complements most of the offlaners right now that are beefy, that are fat, especially something like a Mars.
Can we just say we've got your favorite friend also on the Navi lineup now?
Yeah.
So you should just be smiling. I want to see this big smile, this grin, because Okay, we'll clear the meme straight, right? Because I even asked the secret player when we were doing the interview about his Witch Doctor. Like, he wasn't too happy with, like, he just said it's not like it worked for this game. But your point is more not that you're going to win games with Witch Doctor, but it's just you're going to see it picked more, right? It's becoming more viable.
That's true, and also. We all know what Witch Doctor does. He's never changed. He's always the same. It's just you have to play him a few games just to get the feel of how he feels in the current meta and in the current patch. And the hero right now, to me, feels incredible. That's why I brought it up. That's why it probably feels good for some of these players as well. That's why they're picking it a lot.
This cool innovation here from VP. The Treant against Witch Doctor we've already seen because you just armor the hero. It tanks. It helps you sustain through the Maledict and the Witch Doctor ult. Clinks is effectively your sniper replacement. So if you think of them, they sort of fill the same archetype in the draft. In addition, they have really good matchups against Death Prophet mid. I like this hero. I've been waiting to see it picked up. And it's also flex, because keep in mind, NaVi have last pick overall.
Yeah.
Crystallize loves this hero. Even back when NaVi was playing with Ditja Ra, this was still a hero that they enjoyed choosing, and you now have a lot of options. It's also a natural BKB buyer. You want to make sure that your ranged DPS can buy BKB up against Tree, just in case. Oh wait, does Overgrowth still punctures BKB, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, just double checking, yeah. Because Manta heroes as well, very important. You want to Manta or BKB, otherwise Root just screws you. And a Jug into Clinks, that's a little spooky to me.
I actually thought they were going to go for something like a PL.
Yeah, illusions are sick here.
I don't know, this Jug, okay, it's good for the egg against the Mars, but the Clinks can just rip through you while you're spinning.
Maybe they just don't fear the Clinks. You've got a ton of sustain, so Jug doesn't fear that raw physical damage output perhaps as much. In addition, the Phoenix Mars lane gets shredded by a Jug, and there's no cancel for a spin TP. And I always love Jug in a game where you can just freely shove lanes with no fear.
That's actually, like, Grim Jug, it's insane. You just run at the Mars and he has nothing he can do, right? He can't really spear you away, so you can get destroyed in that lane.
How do you think Virtus.pro are going to react to their last pick? What's the round off here for them?
So they need an offlane hero like Batrider's Band, right?
If you go for a Rezo here, I actually wouldn't mind seeing Rezo on DP here, because I don't think you want to put no one in an unfavorable matchup mid against Clinks. You could just last pick like a Dragon Knight, and I think your draft is awesome. You have so much sustain. Suddenly NaVi's lineup looks like it's far too single target focused, and I just think it gives you real good control of the game and your win conditions. And you take towers like no problem. NaVi, their lineup's predicated on finding pickoffs and taking good fights around the Phoenix Mars ulti. If they can't do that, they're never going to clear objectives, and VP can just slowly eke out a win.
But you know what, Kyle? Like, this Clinks can also lane in the safe lane as well, and I feel like in the mid lane, DP would do better against the Clinks than in the safe lane.
I mean, sure, but you can just follow him, right? Like, the thing about NaVi is that Magical is exclusively mid, and this is one of their disadvantages, where you watch a team like Secret, they can routinely swap Matumba Man and Nisha. The same with OG, right? You don't ever know who's actually going to lane middle.
Yeah.
In this scenario, you can expect if Magical clicks the hero, Magical's going mid. And Dragon Knight's perfectly fine in the offlane too.
And this might be a Void pick for NaVi. It wouldn't surprise me if Void gets banned out. Like, Void looks really good with all of their heroes right now. Clinks can also create the space in the beginning. They have a lot of damage inside of the Chrono. It can actually stop the spin TP. So it wouldn't surprise me if NaVi goes for a Void here. It's insane. No saves apart from the tree. But what does Virtus.pro get?
Would Void Spirit still be the choice if we see the DK come in for VP?
Oh, he means Faceless Void.
Yeah, Faceless Void, yeah.
Totally, but it's annoying. Sometimes you search for, they use a couple drafting tools, and there's like a bunch of Voids, a bunch of Spirits now. But you got options.
Weaver.
Go for a Weaver.
Not a fan of that one.
It's not bad. It's similar to the Jug in the sense that you don't really have an answer with the supports. So he can just dive into the backline. And yeah, you're a bit squishy, but because you have the tree to protect you, you feel all right. This does mean it's Death Prophet mid. Will be interesting to see how that matchup plays out, him versus the Clinks, but I'm sure no one will be fine. It's just unfavorable. However, your advantage is NaVi don't have that playmaking 4 we're used to seeing, so the rotation threat isn't there. So usually you're able to just out-regen, maybe buy an extra salve if needed.
Yeah, most likely.
And Void just became a better
This is like
pick.
an insane Void game. to me. The only thing you would be concerned about is this Weaver getting an Axe. But even then, if you get 2 targets in, one of them is most likely going to die.
This time you have the centerpiece of the lineup, right? You've got the Clinks, you've got a Mars, the supports are squishy, they need more frontline. So no matter what the hero is, it's got to be able to go in first. And they go for a Morph. No real counter in a sense, but man, this lineup is very brittle on the side of Navi. They're going to need to outplay and try to be the ones initiating with their damage first, because in a team fight, you get the Grimstroke ulti, you get a good root off. These Navi heroes, specifically the supports, just get shredded.
So VP have the stronger draft in that sense when it comes to it? You're more worried about what Navi can offer here?
I don't like the Weaver, but I think it's more balanced. And I feel like VP... they execute well. You know what it is? If it's no one on Death Prophet, I will always bet on no one. Like that guy and him and Limp are my 2 favorite DPs to watch. And VP as a whole play better when he's on a tempo controller.
To me, the drafts are relatively even. I can see it going both ways. I guess I'm going to lean a little bit towards Navi, only because I think that this Clinks is insanely strong right now. And I feel like he can rotate wherever he wants, and you have a Phoenix actually to stand in the mid to stop the pushes. So I feel like the early DP pushes are not going to work against the superior team fight of Navi.
Could be quite a problem them coming into it. You're both on a 50-50, so I'm going to take that you are going the VP train.
I think VP.
Okay.
You're on the Navi train. So that means it's time for us to go to Lyrical and Trent, who are standing by to bring us this first game. And guys, what do you make of the initial draft we see here?
I mean, I have no idea. These teams are all crazy. There's a new patch. There's new things happening. Who the hell knows what's going to go on? Trent, you thought that no one was going to be like playing some other hero. You thought he was Invoker or something.
Well, I get all excited from all this NA Dota, and you know, I thought the Invoker was going to come out. Unlike Kyle, I don't just get miserable when I watch it. I manage to find some excitement in the North American matches. So, if I learned anything from NA, though, it is all about the initiation, the blow up on somebody that set these team fights. So I do like the Mars in that regard.
Yeah. Panel, you guys, you killed that, though. I think the thing to me that stood out the most from what you were saying was that on one side, Kyle's digging the DP. On the other side, Harry Freaks, he's digging the Clink. So mid-matchup feels like it's going to be really important.
They knew. They were ahead of time. Yeah, lots of Clinks lately in the games I've been casting. Mostly safe lane, oftentimes paired with like a Tusk, and that is devastating because this guy, as you guys I'm sure saw in the patches, he has gotten a ton of buffs lately. And that Searing Arrows buff was a real like head turner because they just gave him 10 more. And you're like, whoa, that's a lot of damage.
That's 50% more damage. Yeah, it's crazy. And I saw one of the other games. God, I don't even remember who it was, but somebody picked Clinks, and he was running around getting kill after kill after kill and getting that permanent bonus damage. It had like 30 permanent damage by like 10 minutes or something like that on the Clinks. It was absolutely insane. So it does kind of have that feel of this hero that can snowball, this new death pact and the way that it works. It's pretty nice, just even getting that one value point.
Yeah, plus you have a very good hero for just like quick setups on the Mars, right? Low cooldown ultimate, just runs around the map and just creates easy initiations.
Absolutely. Well, Bounty Rune's going to be 2 going the way of Navi, VP, just letting that other one ferment up on the high ground. Don't know if somebody's going to come and pick that one up, but it's because actually VP are sending 3 down bottom and they're trying to eat that first wave. So ILTW on the Jug bottom lane. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, Zayats has all the trance strats, right? So he kills this wave, and who else lets you scout people other trees like this, right?
Yeah. Solo?
This is his hero outside of Techies.
Solo? He took a lot of damage there, a couple tower shots, but it was all a bait. Ilias goes down, first blood. What a brilliantly planned ability.
Yeah, I don't know about going for that play with like a Morph. Like any other core, and you probably get a kill there, but Morph just has attribute shift level 1, and that's going to be his only choice. So if he can safely poke at them, he might, but other than that, he doesn't have a lot to offer. Ilias, he TP'd down there too, so he's going to do the Walk of Shame. Won't really matter because that wave should push in to Crystallize.
Yeah, I mean, there is maybe a bit of a danger of getting dove with Solo. He doesn't have the Ink Swell yet, but yeah,
you think
already
do that. Just dive the tower again.
I mean, maybe you know, it seems likely. Geez, I don't know. Crystallize in some trouble. Stroke of Fate comes out. They force back that Morph lane. This feels like it's going to be a tough lane. Up top, the sort of benefit that they're getting is it looks like Pasha should have a free time on this Mars, relatively speaking, against the Weaver.
This is the like no interaction lanes. You got Phoenix doing pulling shenanigans. Weaver can just do whatever Weaver wants to do. He's going to go for that northern pull at the 18-second mark or 48 seconds and get that from under the tower. Very nice by Rezo. And then mid lane, currently, no one, as the panel said, dominating Death Prophet player already 14-4.
That's pretty crazy because I mean I think that everybody was kind of saying that it's a kind of a good matchup for Clinks, or I might have missed what they were talking about at that point, but it feels like it should be okay at least. Like you've got a huge damage increase with the searing arrows.
Yeah, I believe it's just one of those things that it kicks in more so at like, you know, starting now, like 3, 4, 5, the second point in the searing arrows. And you can already see now he gets a little bit of breathing room there. Plus, Clinks now, with like the way you have to skill build, you kind of need like the 1-2-1 because you need straight, well, skeleton walk now for the old strafe, like the attack speed bonus.
Magical. Getting ran at a little bit here by no one, who's just keeping this oppressive aggression onto the Clinks. And you can see back behind the lane now, able to deny out that whole huge wave. So it was like kind of okay for Magical for a second because there's a wave coming in, but then no one just bullies him out of it.
Yeah, he's missing some of the range creep XP and then not getting in the last hits either. So, under the tower, he's struggling here.
Struggle bus. Great. Bottom lane, it's devolved into a full tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario as they have decided to bring in the Witch Doctor. And that means that top is probably going to be super boring. But, I mean, do you think that this is kind of what they needed to do here? Help out the Morph?
Yeah, they can't afford to let Treant and Grimstroke just go for free kills. Now, Tree gets in a little bit aggressive here. Got to watch the angles and those dives from Slayer. He's able to catch him so freely, and he's dead.
Yeah,
I think. Oh, maybe.
One more punch.
I thought he might salve for it. He could have lived, but I think he would have lost the salve, and then... But he could have survived, I'm pretty sure, if he wanted to. But he decided that it was more worth to just die than waste the salve and still have to run home.
Top lane, they're getting a little bit low in resolution in Pasha, but it's just a little bit of a trade back and forth there.
Bottle mid.
Out. Did he get it?
Oh, yeah, just in time. Nice. That was close.
That would have been pretty bad. Illusion Rune taken by Ilias, or denied actually by Ilias as well. So won't be able to get extra bits coming in. Man, no one's just getting a good lane to start. He's able to, what is he doing? Are they diving?
Yeah, they just want to put on some pressure because, like, now is when Magical's supposed to be able to start turning this, right? And so you're just kind of sitting with Zayat saying, you know that he wants to go a bit aggressive right now. But they do have a good ward in the Radiant jungle now to try and scout the rotations of the tree.
I guess that's another benefit to Tree dying right there, is that, you know, can TP back out, fill up the bottle, help his mid laner a little bit. Zayat gonna be blocked in, though. Nice combo. Moving over to the side, the Maledict damage, the right clicks are there, but Resolution making a rotation at level 4. So they're swapping up the lanes now and sending the Jug up top, as it looks like Zayat should be fine this time around and salves up afterwards.
I mean, it was looking pretty good down bottom for the Morphlings farm. Like, it seems like they were slowing him down quite a bit. I'm not sure why they made the rotation. I guess they feel that Rezo's going to be enough a level that he'll be able to have the same impact, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's interesting, definitely. Something we'll have to keep our eyes on if there's any like big departure from what we were seeing previously. Maybe they can play aggressive now onto Pasha, and there's like some worry about not being able to do that at the early levels. But Solo actually is making a rotation over towards mid, as ILTW was going to contest for this pull, but Pasha able to get it off, and now he has a full wave underneath the tower as well. So NaVi catching back up. It was looking kind of not like terribly grim, but it's still pretty crazy.
Look at this rotation from Magical. He's under a sentry though.
Oh, stun connects there onto 2, and Solo trying to get the back away. Magical is not going to be able to kill him, so he just TP's out. Heads up play.
Yeah, now he's trying to get the courier, and he will. So at least he got something of that rotation. Man, good placement on that sentry. Just covering your small cap ends up saving your life. Or at least his Jug's life, because I think he was moving up because ILTW was at like 30% HP. So, he wants another courier.
You gonna get it? Well,
yeah,
I mean, that's good and all, but I mean, the danger is that no one is so far ahead of him in terms of CS, but also just net worth 600 gold ahead, has an arcane rune if he wants it. Could think about popping the Exorcism for this, but no one's holding off for the moment.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised he didn't opt for that. I guess maybe waiting for the next wave, or perhaps hoping that they'll try an aggressive maneuver onto him to, again, try and flex this matchup of the DP versus the Clink, see if they can stun her into like a skeleton walk barrage of arrows.
So early going, looking pretty good for VP mid. They still hold a very slight lead, keeping it even across all the rest of those lanes. And down bottom there, Zayat not quite able to catch Ilias. It is a little bit interesting. Clink's kind of rotating around, not able to find too many kills, but he's not hurting too much for those rotations. It feels like he's still staying fairly high up in the net worth.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, all the radiant cores are looking all right, and the morph is completely caught up now at this point too.
Yeah. Very interesting. I'm kind of wondering how this game would look different if you did just keep the jug down bottom there and kept trying to play aggressive on the...
And maybe one of those things too where they the level starts stacking up on the Morphling to the point where he'd be a little bit more useful, and they might have just felt like they'd kind of maximized their potential and would rather just start splitting farm. Because at least the Weaver can just split farm down there. Whereas the Jug is forced into either one of us is farming and the other one's not,
Right. Well, VP used that Arcane Rune and Exorcism. Now no points up in the silence, so they won't be able to get the full catch onto Slayer. Slayer did manage to pull the aggro over.
Up top though. They're going for the kill onto LTW. Oh, the ink smoke!
Oh, but he gets
that was close.
Yeah.
That was the last pixel of the swell. And thank you, LC.AdEspresso, pointing out, yes, that's 5 permanent bonus damage. That's a Witch Doctor. Oh my god, you're so dead. Now, ping it again. That's 10 permanent damage. Oh, thank you.
Somebody needs to tell Espresso what's going on with this. He's our best co-caster now.
I love this guy. I'm very down for him to keep notifying us.
Just every time.
Yeah.
I like it. Oh, crystallized force back a little bit down bottom there. Yeah, it's kind of a cool little mechanic. We'll see if it ends up paying out too well for them. Morph down bottom is going to salve back up, but they're all grouping together. Oh, that was interesting. So he was pinging out. DP was that he's hiding out in the trees there, and he wanted Zayats to run in and try and punch him when he was down at 1 HP.
Yeah, they don't have silence either, though, so it's it's pretty hard to punish anything. Oh, who is Phoenix? Xiaomi, you're crazy.
Yeah, he does have Icarus dive, but like you said, no silence.
Yeah, yes. That's a hilarious play. What a slight delay to do this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it kind of worked though. It takes a little bit of extra time. You would have loved to be able to come back and contest one of these other lanes maybe, and it doesn't happen quite as quickly. Interesting.
Now they're pinging top though. They want the Witch Doctor to go and steal to make sure that they're gonna have one of the outposts at 10. Now they might get both here. So Rezo wants to try and fight him.
Asha is still standing nearby, does have that spear available, so they need to channel it with 2 different heroes.
The low ground tree isn't cut, so Solo can't help.
Oh, they're not going to get there in time, and they're going to lose it. Solo, I don't think, gets there. They lose resolution. They're not going to get the outpost. VP, a little bit of outplay going on right now.
Well, certainly worked out that Phoenix rotation. I mean, they did drop the tower, but yeah, no XP for your supports definitely hurts. Solo only level 4, not even halfway to 5 or anything, so he's going to be a ways away from the soul bind. And Tree, another rather greedy support. Zayat wants to be cutting as early as he can, and the levels on your Nature's Graph really help with that.
Definitely. Yeah, it's kind of a weird time as well, as Zayat is almost going to get scouted out by Magical there. Because I still am not sure. Is he okay?
I mean, who would expect Clinks to be here? This is the most random place. Who thinks Clinks is going to be standing next to the Morphling farming?
Yeah. I mean, he's there. They see him now. Zayat.
I can't believe how close he's been. I got him, guys.
I mean, he can kill with his ulti if he wants to right now. And going to throw out that burning army. Zayat in some trouble. Does he quite have enough damage? No. So they actually can't kill off with that ulti.
No, they needed at least 1 cask or something with the Maledict.
So the thing I'm kind of still struggling to figure out with this new patch is it still feels like comebacks are very difficult, but it feels as if team fight now, if you just draft a ton of it, you can sometimes make that comeback happen. Have you noticed anything watching some of the NA gaming? I know NA is whatever, but Like,
How dare you?
have you noticed anything sort of going on there?
I would know. The big thing to me is that like team fight is almost non-existent. It's like mostly like everyone just wants to blow up one hero to create the 5-on-4, and then it feels like the game just plays better from there. And because of that, like not having these, the other thing about big team fight is a lot of them have really long cooldowns,
Right.
which of course are still, even though we're trying to slow the game down, I don't know if people like everyone's just in such this like herd like run at you mentality that it still feels kind of scary to draft a lot of long cooldowns. I feel like.
Multi-W. Force back again. Herd mentality. I like that. Just Dota in a nutshell. They did spot out that there was a ward up there on the high ground, but Grimstroke was not able to take it down. And you can see that it's just basically, this has been Morphling and to some extent Clinks' home up on this top side of the map. And VP haven't really been able to do anything to stop that from happening. As a smoke gank is coming, do they have any detection? Tree has some dust. They spot out Resolution over here. Magical just keeps on hanging out in the woods. And they run into that Mars right at the start. Resolution just goes down. I don't know.
All right, the haste rune. Pasha should just be dead. He's got no mana for a TP, but there's also coverage from the ulti as well. So,
Nice.
yeah, tell him, Pasha. I knew I was gonna die.
Oh, Solo going back in again for the ward snipe. Unfortunately, he's going to pay for it with his life. So they do get that ward kill, but I don't know.
I like this Zayat's arrow up top there. Push this out. Stop. Please. He's like, I want to play bottom. This is where I want to live. You know, you guys should go top.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, because I normally think with like a DP and a Juggernaut lineup, you want to try playing like super aggressive, but this Morphling just being up here and always being a threat for the tier 2 tower, it's so annoying, I think, for VP right now. Navi just feel like they're kind of out moving them around the map. Pasha comes back here, and I don't know if he even cares if he dies again. He just keeps them pressured out, make sure they don't take that tier 2, and they're fine.
He just constantly has the threat of
Rezo?
arenaing you and the Clinks just appearing.
Yeah.
They have smoked 2 more heroes down here, though, so maybe that arrow from Zayats was a Rezo push out top, and we're going to 4-man down bottom. Oh, that's the dive for the Arcane Rune. That's the dangerous zone for Steel.
Oh my god, he's just gonna get Omni Slash for it too. Well, that's what happens. I'd say it's worth. That's worth.
Yeah, that's what you're going with? So DP can't bottle an Arcane?
Dude, that's the play I make. Get out of here.
Oh, okay.
That's what I do.
Makes a little more sense.
Weaver's getting towards that Spirit Vessel. You would imagine that Reza is going to be going back for the Aghanim Scepter afterwards. Maybe that's what they're waiting for to make a concerted effort, is to try and get the Ags on Weaver eventually, but that'll be a ways away. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Right now, I would just be thinking about the 15-minute bounties, and then I just kind of want to push that bottom tower if I'm the Dire.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd be fine with just exorcisming it. As long as they can hold back this Morphling. But this Morphling just had so much free farm up top here. So you either need to, like, I guess, can they kill the Morphling's the real question. The answer's kind of been no, right? Because you're looking at the heroes they have to initiate. They just don't have the best heroes for it. And he's going Manta first, so that's going to negate both the Treant and the DP initiations.
Magical eats a creep, finds Resolution yet again. I mean, the scary thing about this, too, is that this is all happening before Clinks really has an item in ILTW. If he's not careful, he's down. Witch Doctor Ultimate, a couple more punches. I don't know. Like, Navi just feel like they're getting everything that they want. Maybe some of it is, like you're saying, this Morphling being the last pick and just not having an answer for it. A super free Morph game.
I mean, some of it's just like, why is he farming right there?
Yeah.
Spin without TPing or something. Just like pretty bold maneuvers. There's the silence now, though.
On to 2. They got the follow-up afterwards with the Phantom's Embrace. They do have the Supernova if they want to pop it right now. But this Sunray doing so much for the heal. Magical turns now onto that DP 4 forward. Oh man, and the Death Pack keeping Magical alive that much longer. Right clicks coming in. One by one, they are going down. Zayat might also burn to this. And it looks like he is just barely going to be able to live. But Pasha throws out that arena. Puts the kibosh on the chase.
Rezo's on the run down here, too. He barely survived after a cask stun hit him. I can't believe that didn't go better for the side of VP. That initiation was almost perfect. They got the Soulbind, they got the big silence, and then they hit 3 heroes with the Inkswell.
Yeah.
And like they still did more damage overall than the Radiant, but weren't able to clear it out. As you pointed out, the Sunray was pretty huge. It was tagging onto a lot of heroes there.
I think that this to me is like a super interesting point too. Like Slayer, he's got that 2 points up in it, but having somewhat tankier heroes, the spear's just barely going to miss there on the resolution. Down bottom instead, they do find the Witch Doctor, take down Ilias. So VP able to make some go of it. I guess the plus side is, no, they even used the Exorcism. Yeah, I don't know. This is looking kind of rough, man.
Oh, that timing though, they did Insulate 17. ILTW is hitting the Ancients. He manages to pick up the first one. It'll be the stone for the team. Time to hit some neutrals, guys.
Absolutely. Get your items. And Magical, I mean, he has kind of been hurting a little bit for net worth because of all of these rotations around and not finding a ton of kills. Crystallize in the meantime is going to run into Zayat and no one, but they don't hit the overgrowth. They don't have a way to chase him down. Morphline's away yet again.
I would be very curious to see Clinks with the clumsy net this game. I feel like that would actually be kind of hilarious because he just keeps running into solo and he just like walks away, but I don't know. I feel like someone needs to get a clumsy net to help this Clinks out. Just like, please, they need more stuns, more initiations.
Cue it up, y'all. Heard him.
Yeah, just select it, and it'll automatically appear for your Witch Doctor.
Well, Zayat does manage to hit them with the Ink Swell afterwards. They actually supernova for that kill. Yeah, maybe like an Atos or something else like that, or even just like the Orchid that we sometimes see on Clinks. He's going for this Deso, obviously. Wants to just be a big damage dealer.
Well, it's not really his problem. It's like his team's problem. Because right now, the only hero they have that can do anything for him is the Mars. And that's why he went Blink first for Passion. I think it's the correct build this game, but it just feels like they should be further ahead right now. I feel like he can just kill anyone on the side of VP if they're stunned for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But the problem is that they're still rather slippery and annoying heroes.
Problem is they're not stunned for 2 seconds. Exactly.
No, that's indeed the issue. Rezo has been very cheeky this match.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't quite found him. The smoke is going to dissipate, so that won't reveal him.
Interesting. And that should mean that he's set up to cut a wave if he needs to, or just be back behind enemy lines here. One more charge of the Spirit Vessel.
If they counter-initiate with this arena, though, if they all go in on Crystallize, this is going to be really bad for VP.
They got to be careful. Silence is there. Pasha throws down the arena, misses the spear, though. And on the other side, Slayer is nearby, does not have the Supernova, but the leash is onto the Morph. He's trying to switch back, attribute shift over. They popped Exorcism. I think NaVi just run away.
Yeah, don't fight that.
The chase is coming. The silence is there onto the Phoenix, but you want more than that kill if you are VP right now. And actually, the turnaround spear missed yet again. Just all kinds of craziness going down. Omni Slash onto Crystallize while he was switching over, doing literally nothing. Witch Doctor ultimate in the meantime. Silence comes out to break that one, but LTW getting pummeled and punched down by Magical, who is eventually going to get killed off by the third spear, which finally hits from Pasha. And with that, VP are going to have to back up, and they got to get out of here quick. They don't have Exorcism anymore. Pasha's coming.
It's good any spears. Oh, don't worry, guys. It's 30 damage. Oh, my God. Please.
It happens over and over, but I don't know if it's going to end up mattering. Up on the high ground, no one trying to run away. Magical still chasing. The Burning Army is out. They are trying to run down no one, who is still within vision of Magical. On the other side of the fight, they managed to take down Solo, but no one looks like he's out.
Pasha's gonna unplug his mouse, plug that thing back in, try and maybe back out to a custom game for a second. It's going rough. I feel like this game should be way more in their favor.
Yeah.
But it's okay. They're still winning. Now they're in the roast pit. They have a Deso. Everything's fine. VP are using their big cooldowns and not getting enough out of it. And then the chase from NaVi, despite not having that many stuns, they're still really mobile. Like the big dives and everything. They have a lot of slows that are coming out. But Rezo getting the vision. It's going to be just a hair too late.
Yeah, Crystallize getting that Aegis. It definitely has felt a little bit like a weird, sloppy game from both sides. Like, obviously, it's into the favor of NaVi, and their team is making it work. I think a big part of it is what you're talking about, of just like this inability to lock down Crystallizer to sort of stick on a target from VP as well.
I'm curious what's going on with this bottom tier too. I don't know why VP haven't just killed it. Like, I'm just reading something wrong, but I feel like every time I look down here, there's a creep wave sitting at this tower, and the Radiant are all on the complete opposite side of the map, and it's VP that have the Train Protector. So I don't know how this thing's still at 1900 HP.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy. By the way, Rezo got a clumsy net, so now we're just waiting for the other side. What's going to happen?
Well, magical.
Skeleton walk. Eyes on no one. They're walking uphill into World of Hurt. You got to hit this spear, and he does. Pasha's back, baby. And no one, he is going to die.
Sweet silence, though.
Got him. Yeah. Down bottom, I mean, maybe this is part of the reason that's happening too. Slayer just forcing back Zayats. Does have the supernova, but does not want to cast it right in the face of the Jug. Oh my god, that could have been pretty sick. They are still probably going to bring down Zayats as he is left alone. Stun comes out and dead.
He got ditched, dude. I was like, is he going to Omni LTW? He's like, oh, he's TP. He's
Yeah.
just gone. I mean, it's a Myers. It's pretty tanky at this point. Probably for the best. Oh,
Magical.
Solo.
Chase down, a couple more right clicks. He's dead. Omni Slash onto Magical, trading over the aggro, but it's not enough to keep alive that Clink. So nice play there by ILTW to pick up a kill finally. They needed to take down that Clink. He was 4-0-6 before that.
That was fantastic. Good thing he didn't Omni down bottom and waste it.
Yeah.
It's one of the big kills that they desperately need. Now he's building in towards the Scotty, so you can dispel our Spirit Vessel with your Manta. But you don't have an answer to the Scotty, Mr. Morphling. So we'll see if the buffed item will have an impact in this game. Frankly,
Yeah,
it could be good for both sides, too, right? Because you got this DP and the Healing Ward on VP. And Stream Protector, I guess. Man, more Scotties. Get him out.
I like it. I'm super down. It sounds pretty hype. I mean, I think that item in general has just like slowly gotten better. And you obviously loved building it on Jug before. So, yeah, why not?
Yeah, Rezo is stone cold, dude. He sat there just like waiting. He had the Observer and the Sentry Vision nearby, so he felt like fairly safe. But like, if I was the Radiant, I would not expect him to have a ward right there based on how he just played that.
Yeah. Well, that's maybe why he did it.
Exactly.
Smart boy. Knows what's happening.
They're going to smoke into their own jungle here, the Radiant, as that tower, again, still remains. They're going to run into Solo. Not the hero they wanted, but if it's this free, they will take it.
Dude, I mean, you don't need a net if you do that much damage. Oh, no one. He did have a TP, but no way out of there now. No one's in a ton of trouble. Gonna throw out that exorcism, but he's just dead. I don't know about that one. Now trying to burn through ILTW won't be quite as quick and clean as it was on no one, but holy Toledo. That was tough.
Guess that's why they're not taking that tower, guys. Figured it out. Just die.
I mean, it does feel like the DP has not been able to do much. I'm just thinking back, that exorcism mid, maybe a couple like sort of clutch silences here and there. This resolution Aghanim Scepter is going to be good, but I feel like the damage that's coming out from Navi is just like too much to handle almost.
It's not like there's this the big answer you're going to be looking to go against will be the arena, right? Because you can't really do much against clicks. If click starts like right clicking your guy and then you ultimate, it's like, okay, well, he just can't keep right clicking you. But if you can cancel out the arena initiation with the spear, that'll be something that's helpful. Now dancing forward with the Aegis, I think he's out of there, but part of the problem is right now with the Aegis just here on Crystallize, then that's why they're getting picked off on VP, because they're just trying to like dodge and split push and not take real fights. And since they actually have one good initiator in the Mars, it's kind of free for Pasha now that he's hitting spears.
Yeah. Okay, I guess that makes sense, yeah. And maybe this does start to transfer over once we get in towards the, Aegis wearing off. 20 seconds before that's going to happen. Speaking of which, and we are 40 gold away from the Aghanim Scepter on Weaver, as he is looking to just finish off this one last catapult. Misses the CS, fine. Don't worry, Rezo, it's okay. Nobody saw. We'll get it soon. But, yeah, the scan, VP have an inkling that this is what Navi is doing. So do you think then that once this Aegis does expire, they have better capabilities to take the fight?
so Zayats is a big tree spammer, right?
Yeah.
He had the double Sage's Mask and Orb of Venom. He just sold all three to get his Blink Dagger right now. And I was kind of wondering, like,
wow,
is it worth for the Meteor Hammer? But no, he really wants this Blink. So he's decided it's time for the team to fight, and the Aghanims is out. This guy's had a few too many espressos. He's jittery. Can't help but I'll click everything.
I mean, you can tell this is the moment that like VP want to hit. So much of this game plan has been built up to this point with the Aghanim Scepter done, like you said, selling the items for the tree just to make sure that they have this blink. for like this big push. So I don't know. I'm getting the feeling that like if this doesn't work out, VP are going to be really in a ton of trouble.
I mean, they love those early GGs. So if they lose one more fight too badly, you might see it drop.
We'll have to see.
If I'm Navi right now, the current game plan is just next Aegis with the cheese, and that is when you start assaulting the high ground. I think you're strong enough to go for it. I don't think the high ground defense is that terrifying from VP, especially if you're able to dodge the exorcism. Like if you're able to retreat, maybe under the cover of an egg or something, and then come back again when the exorcism's down, and game just gonna be good. That is a Yule's on Pasha. That is pretty cool.
Whoa. All right. Set up for the spear. Easy. I like it. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see why he didn't just go like straight for the Lotus or something. I guess he just wants to fight now.
Blink forward from Zayat, but not quite able to catch. I guess it's nice against the Omni.
They have quite a bit that covers like Blink or like Yule's Blink do though. Yeah, it's definitely very good for Tsunami Slash, that's for sure. But you're also a Mars, so you know.
True. You're not wrong. I'm with you.
It's like, oh, he Omni be sweet. If you Yule, everyone else just dies. It's like, come on, dude, do your job.
Take that, Ilias. Let's teach you not to give me tangos. All right, smoke up for the DP up front and center. Na'Vi heading through the river. Underneath some vision there, the Morphling. Courier heads by. LTW spots out Pasha, tries to do the butt spear. Went out of the side though. Tree takes a ton of damage. Time lapse at the start, so they don't have it for round 2. Ilias throws out the coconuts, gonna try and leash up one. A decent chunk of damage. They buy back on the Grimstroke, and now running through the Omni Slash doesn't actually do that much at all. So they are going to probably end up losing another here. Crystallize right-clicking LTW, trying to bring him down. While Magical Chases has them in their sights. They've already lost 2 apiece with a buyback coming from the Grimstroke. Magical trying to punch into him. ILTW turning now onto the Clinks, trying to get the stun, trying to get the kill. Is it going to be enough? The spin, it is. They take down the Clinks, and now Crystallize also in a little bit of trouble. The full jump through can't quite connect for the kill onto the Death Prophet. The Sunray's coming through, but the heal was already there. Now LTW with the Inkswell, the right clicks onto Crystallize. They will win the fight.
Nice.
And they needed it.
Solo's buyback was definitely necessary there. That is for sure. Trying to get back into that one to help out with the Inkswells. But Magical just had a free start to that fight. He just started picking off heroes from the high ground. Managed to take down Rezo, I believe. And the chase after was the problem from Navi. I mean, I can get why you went for it, but I think you really need Pasha for, again, it comes down to like the initiation and just like holding people still. Once he's down, it's not going to be that easy for your team. Jeez, LTW is just like so close to them right now.
Yeah.
He could die if the Witch Doctor was close enough, but he won't be quite there. Get away from my ancients.
This is my land. Is he just going to go farm some more? All right, fine, why not? I'm not afraid, apparently. It's the call from LTW.
Yeah, he knows they're coming too, though. They just scanned them.
He almost has that second ultimate orb, too, getting towards the Scotty. Which, I mean, we already saw how much damage was being done to that Morphling with just the Spirit Vessel coming out from Resolution. But it feels like Rezo has been one of the sort of big game changers, that Aghanim Scepter, and then obviously having that Spirit Vessel around. He's super necessary in these fights.
Yeah, and as we kind of hoped, Chris Lies is thinking about one too. I think it makes sense. The Scotty has a lot of answers against both teams in this one. The real awful thing for this game for VP was that it wasn't an instant Roche spawn. That actually would have been huge for them, I think. Because they probably could have got in there while Navi were reeling a bit. But everything's going to be back online by the time we fight in the Roche pit. And I'm still favoring the arena, but it all comes down to Pasha. Having to actually hit them.
Yeah, that's always the tough stuff that is sort of like, you know, how do the fights start? And you can create a lot of chaos in a fight when you have a Weaver Eggs to back you up. So we'll have to see if VP can start on their terms. Of course, the other thing that you need to keep your eyes on is, you know, if this Exorcism gets popped, but they can't force the fight on VP, and then Navi can just run the hell away. So we'll watch for that as well. But right now, as we get ready for that next Roche fight to break out, it has respawned. Vision-wise, VP have a pretty nice ward over here up on the high ground, spying out Crystallize for the moment. Looks like they have slightly better vision.
they have the bugs too, so it's just a lot harder for Navi to make any sort of a Roche play without them knowing about it. And that's what allows LTW to play pretty aggressively in the bottom part of the map. Like, he's not super close to Roche, but they're getting a little nervous, so they're going to smoke up, and we're going to pick an angle. Are we doing some wild stuff? Where are we going? We're going this way? We're going right through the middle. No one will ever expect it.
Oh my god, they're going in. Clink's just finished a sheep stick, though. I don't think they know about this. We'll watch for it. Who breaks the smoke onto who? VP going for that whole wraparound. No one's going to be there on the low ground. Crystallize. Again, they have pretty good vision. Oh, they see him all the jump in, Science. He's got the overgrowth, the stun onto 3, the silence afterwards. They're tearing them apart on VP. The spear comes out, but it's far too late with 3 already dead. Holy crap. Zayat and Solo. They destroyed that fight.
Death Prophet is terrifying in those scenarios. It's just like Naga Siren too. We're like, sometimes the game doesn't feel that great until you have everyone just like stunned up around this hero and the damage just goes wild. And those ghosts just started shredding everybody. I think he hit all 5 of that overgrowth. I'm pretty sure. Oh, like they were so clumped on Navi.
Dude, that was insane. They did have to buy back on resolution. He bought back and time-lapsed into the fight. But, I mean, you take that every day of the week. Holy crap. And now the call is to go for Roche. And, LTW liking it.
Yeah, that's the Grimstroke, right? The Phantom's Embrace messing up the Morphling there. That's what ended up killing him. So he still doesn't really have a great answer to that.
Jeez.
I think they staggered. It looks like he silenced, and then he manted, and then he got rooted after, too. So I wasn't able to dispel the root in time.
That was crazy. And I mean, again, like some of that is that decision to pull all the way forward, wait for Navi to show themselves on the lane, and then obviously having that blink dagger on Zayats in that position, they destroyed. How many people that Inkswell hit, do you think? It looked like it was 3 or 4 too.
Such a mess of colors, dude. The particles are out of control here. Well, VP looking to cement themselves a lead here. It's not game ending. They still have to make a lot of big plays. They need more team fights like that, and to try and get there, they're going to bring a gem out for Zayat, see if they can secure some better vision for themselves.
But people out there in Dota 2 world, this is your proof. You can come back from a game now. It can happen. It's a 5,000 gold lead now for VP after that fight. Man, that was
They got to watch for the exact same thing possibly happening, though, right? Like, you can basically get an arena, and at least the upside is that the arena, it can like trap 5 people, but you really only spear 1, and then they have the Weaver. But Zayat's, he's scouting.
Yeah, the turnaround could come in the second if they're not careful. Magical, he's soulbound. The chase is coming. ILTW is there. They get the silence on to this Clinks. The arena separating, but not really enough. They're going to lose their Clinks and only lose the tree in response. It is a gem on the ground, too.
Yeah, that was the tree's gem, though, so they're just going to recover their own gem back.
Okay. My God. Damn.
Morphling was the mid here, yeah.
Silence. He didn't get the strength form off of Manta afterwards. And the Spirit Vessel turning back into the Weaver. The chase down coming. Crystallize trying to get away from there. Do they have anything to break it? Eul Scepter still on cooldown.
All right, that was way closer than I would have anticipated.
That's the danger. It's the danger. As the tier 2 tower is finally going to go down bottom. You got your wish, Trent.
Yes.
It happened.
Finally crushed. As we're getting into the 37 minutes here. The neutral items roll out. The tier 4s, the big guns. Seems to be the item that coincides with going high ground. Mm-hmm. Current timing on the Aegis, we got another 3 minutes, so they're going to try and flex that first. There was half your HP, unfortunately, for LTW. Oh. And it's Courier, I think Slayer just killed.
Oh, that might have been the healing ward. Not sure. Oh, no, it's still alive. Yeah, you're right. Damn. I mean, the plus side, though, is that you do just have that healing ward back behind, and this is the strength of a Juggernaut. Have the healing ward behind him. No one pops the Exorcism Crystallize, getting chewed through with this Scotty. It hurts.
Pasha and Magic are taking a long way around to see if they can force something good.
This is a hard fight for them, though. They need to wait until this Exorcism is wearing off and then jump. They spot resolution, find him right to start. Eul Scepter not going to keep him from being stunned. Can they control and kill off in the meantime? No. They have the turnaround. Omni Slash was used on a Crystallize. but it is not going to kill him off either. Resolution tries to run away. The leash is there onto both of them. On the back line, Crystallize is going to die. They have to buy back on the Morph lane, but Virtus.pro look like it is their time to run away. No one retreating, ILTW chasing, and there is not any chase from NaVi.
And there's still a tree just sitting in your base, too.
Dude, did they overextend?
They're coming back.
Round 2. Ding, ding, ding. They're coming in for you. But the spear connection, Magical he needs to do more damage. He's just not doing anything. He can't do anything. He's getting pummeled here. I don't know if he's throwing a right click. My man is in the struggle bus. The chase down coming from Resolution. A couple more punches. The Crypt Storm almost enough to kill. Meanwhile, ILTW loses half his HP yet again, and looks like VP are going to just reset to go again, I guess. Why not?
I mean, Zayat's bought some clarities. He's refueling in here.
Ready. Still has 17 seconds until Overgrowth is back up. And keeping his mana all topped up. ILTW goes in for round 2 yet again. Forces Crystallize to respond, but it's going to be a range Rax dead. And that's Zayat just blinking out, running back with his team. It feels too easy at this point for VP now.
Yeah, the initiation was botched by NaVi, their one hope. They blinked it with the Arena, and he has to target the Weaver. So he knows if he targets someone else, then the Weaver is just going to hit the ulti on them, right? But at the same time, Pasha can have to use the Weaver. I think Pasha's just gone. Lots of reinforcements coming through here.
Another Arena used. He's still rooted for the moment. Eul Scepter used. Maybe can try and TP out now. Is it going to be quick enough, though? No. He just dies. So Arena used, TP used, and Pasha in the grave by virtue of his whole team.
So he arena'd the Weaver, and then at the same time, we had Magical scything Solo, but because they were going on different targets and Solo was still to keep walking while piggied, then it wasn't quite enough damage for Magical before the scythe ended. He could just go Scepter, and then at that point, you get Soulbound, and even though they eventually killed Solo, it didn't matter. It's just their one hope of trying to then squeeze in the other core heroes on the side of VP and then crush them did not work. And now we're just Exorcism mid again.
Dude, ILTW, the Moon Shard. Just naked Moon Shard with the Solar Crest on him, too. This guy hits so fast. Does need to be a little bit careful about that, but eventually the Ghosts will take down this tower, I think, in spite of repair kits. Ilias is getting pummeled. Crystallized, too. Losing a lot of HP here. Turns onto the tower, takes it down. The spear goes through, doesn't connect onto anybody. ILTW backs out. They find Pasha yet again. Eul Scepter to dodge away from that stun. No one's still living through this one as the Soulbind turn back against NaVi. Icarus dive, rather the Supernova used, and you should probably Icarus dive out of there because they're not doing anything. They literally can just not touch VP right now.
Yeah, it seems they have reached critical mass at this point. And now even a BKB for Resolution, so able to protect himself. This opens up the save to his allies much easier.
VP gonna dot their I's and cross their T's, head up top, try and take this last tier 2 tower as we get close to that 40-minute mark.
And most importantly, get neutral items.
There we go. Illusions.
Unfortunately, they get the cape first. You get one fun play with the cape. You know, and then they're more wary of it. He's just going to flex it mid anyway.
No one just runs in onto Ilias. Rest of his team not there, doesn't have exorcism, doesn't care. He's just ready to party. Maledict there onto one. No one still wants to jump in. The spear on the backlines, but they get the silence off the Clanks again. Rooted, magical, no answer. Does get the Solar Crest off. So a little bit of Omni Slash bouncing back onto VP. Not good enough, but it doesn't matter. He's gonna need an Omni Slash. He's still just gonna chop you up. And with that, VP take down the Clinks, who over the past 20 minutes has just felt so useless.
They held fast very well inside the VP. It's even though things weren't looking that great for their squad, they made that one big smoke play around the Roach Pit at Blink, and now they're just slowly marching their way to victory. No Clinks, no problem right now.
Have the arena back up in 20 more seconds, but ILTW beating into this range rack. Does not have Aegis, but does have Satanic Moonshard, and he's going to back out, giving a little bit of respect there to NaVi before he goes in for round 2. And Exorcism pop, just like that. Solar Crest, turn now, lots of damage, but guess what? There is a time lapse. No one turns, tries to find another opening here. The BKB is out, keeping him alive and well. ILTW trying to punch down and kill off that Mars. It's not quite going to happen. They still have a lot of healing coming in from that Phoenix, but is it going to be enough? The Stroke of Fate comes out afterwards, and still all of VP is just so hard to kill. They have another time lapse afterwards for no one if they need it. As Pasha chases, the arena is down. Okay, the heal comes back out, and now the Supernova on the other side. LTW, wait, no, he got caught. Eul Scepter lift up, and now he's gonna get stunned. That's all of them caught. Saiyan gets pulled back in another time by that Weaver, but they will lose the Grimstroke. DP very, very low right now as Crystallize gets turned around upon yet again. LTW should have Omni Slash back up 40 seconds away as no one is still living as the chase keeps
player went in, dude.
And it is not happening. GG is called. It was all too much. VP were this indomitable force, and they win.
Feels like if I had to say what went wrong for NaVi, it's probably just like the aggression that they needed with those spears. Like they had this game. I believe.